Testing 1, 2, 3. This is just a test. Please disregard.
I got on email. Guys on it, might as well that exact issue. Is how, what are they going to happen to the traffic pattern? Boots and ride is so much that, to be able to handle that kind of traffic. Well. And that's where. I was on city council. And I just managed police. Because all three of them. And it was mainly. I didn't. It was in and else. Fire around. So I
Yep.
Yeah.
Too much about it, decided is.
So, yeah.
That's not that whole work out. How to. Like. You ready?
You betcha.
So,
No, it'll be the.
just get a little.
Be the extra.
Right.
Yeah.
Good evening. Jenna is gone today, so she's out of town, so we'll just go ahead and get started. But we have a quorum, obviously, so we'll go ahead and get started. So Carter, we'll get going with community engagement following.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, councilors, good evening. Council is aware that within our recent past, we've been able to, with your blessing and authorization, bring on a community engagement team. And they have been actively engaged in making sure that we better communicate with our community and engage them and do good things generally. We thought it would be helpful to give council an update as to what this team has been up to and some of the activities that we are routinely following up on and so forth. And so for that, Rachel and Jolene are here tonight to walk us through some of those things and take any questions that you might have.
All right. Good evening, Jolene.
Mayor, Council, I'm here to present our Public Engagement Division to you tonight. Maybe. We are the Public Engagement Division. Here's our team: Christopher, Rachel, me, and we report to Tom Brower. We provide marketing, public education, public engagement, and public information services to our city. Our funding drives our focus. We are mainly funded, number one, by solid waste, followed by public utilities, some from the general fund, and a little from weed and pest. Two of the tools that we use because of their affordability and their reach are Facebook and our website. Facebook, I'm very, very proud of what Rachel and Christopher have done in the past year, a little over a year with Facebook. We've grown our Facebook audience by 40%. And we are very close to reaching 10,000 followers. Once we reach those 10,000 followers, the algorithm changes and we'll even get more audience, be more widespread. Our Facebook in September of 2022 for the utility page where we pay our water bills look like this. You might be reminded that we have thousands of people, of our customers, who go to this page every week to pay their water bill. We're slowly working with our IT division on revamping the website, and we'll be revealing some of those changes to you in the spring. And keep in mind, this is the thing that Rachel likes to remind us all the time about when at work, is that our website is our most single most public facing tool that we have. Here's what it looks like today. Pay your bill now, right there, ready to go. So in our services, marketing we talk about that first, simply because everything marketing principles such as audience, who we're trying to reach, what is our purpose or what is our goal, drives everything that we do from marketing, public education, public information, and public engagement. It's very interesting. Some of our marketing people talk about goals, and the people that are on the education side talk about purpose. It's still the same thing, and we ask that for everything that we do. So we had 3 marketing campaigns that we're highlighting. This is the first one. We worked on the compost sale last year and drove revenue at the solid waste compost yard. This was our Hogadon campaign. And these are digital ads. We worked with Hogadon and Zulima and staff to drive pass sales, season pass sales. These were digital ads across Google that were regional, targeted regionally to snowboarders and skiers. We feel that, and I believe Hogadon feels that we were successful in what we did to help. The snow absolutely helped them last year too, so maybe some of it's not as measurable as we might like it to be, but we believe it was successful. This year, we're taking on the ice arena. We are trying to increase the number of people who take skating lessons and the number of people who come to hockey games. Our public education is probably what drives us the very most, because we have a requirement with our stormwater permit that we do public education. So I'm going to show you a few things that we did. We did Scoop the Coop. And this is an out-of-home marketing campaign that we did. Very interestingly, we went out and painted poop that was left in Murad Park, dog poop that was left in Murad Park and Lake McKenzie Park, dog park. And we spray painted it with water-based spray paint, bright orange. Then the plan was that we would come back and pick up the poop a week later, measure it, and start looking to see if we were making a measurable difference. What we didn't expect, and we need to delve into this a little bit more, was the response that we had. We go out and spray the poop. Now the poop's left there, we go spray the poop, and the next thing you know, everyone's picking up their poop. Only it's sprayed poop though. So then we sprayed it anyway. So we did digital ads, or excuse me, Facebook ads that go with Scoop the Poop. Around the holidays, grease down your drain can cause sewer backups. Sewer backups, then sewage into the storm, into the street gutters and into the river. So we do this campaign every fall, Grease's Trash. On the Sweep Up Your Dirt, we had an extremely small budget that we had to spend on this. So we said, what's going to be the best bang for the buck that we're going to get? And we believed that millennial men homeowners would probably be the people whose behavior we could change the quickest with the campaign. So this was the target that we did with them to sweep up your dirt. Part of the stormwater issue that we have is many people don't understand what stormwater is, that rainfall and snow melt in the street that runs in the gutter into the storm sewer, into the river is problematic. It's the largest source of pollution, non-point source pollution. So last winter, we did the stormwater quiz on our Facebook and in the movie theater, cinema ads. The number that I want to point out here is the average time spent on this quiz was almost 6 minutes, and that's a big win in the marketing world. Tree recycling, Christmas tree recycling. We partnered with Solid Waste, Parks, and Fire to do this double-sided piece that Fire went out and worked with all the live tree vendors and attached these to every single tree that we sold last year. And it educates people on fire safety, how flammable trees are and other fire safety measures, as well as how to recycle your tree when Christmas is over. 1 cent is another area of public education that we have focused on. Last fall, we sent the penny ripple effect postcard as an insert in the water bill. We're doing it again this year. And then this late summer, we started this program called Your 1 Cent Dollars at Work. It's a Facebook campaign, and we also do news releases that go with it weekly. We're pretty proud of this one. I think it's making a difference in people understanding what we're doing. Public engagement, another one of our services. So we're right in the midst of our snowplow naming contest. Washington Park, Zulema wanted to write a land and water conservation fund grant last year, and it required a public outreach component. We jumped in, we held 2 public outreach meetings, and they were very successful, and we're very proud of the work that we were able to do for Zulema and crew for that grant. Pothole Palooza, asking citizens to report potholes so streets could go and fill up. Another thing we're doing is we're spotlighting different city workers. This one happens to be our snowplow crews, but we've done it across parks and water meter and water distribution. But personalizing, making our city workers real to everybody because we're all part of all of you. Every February, we don't pick up extra trash, and sometimes people get confused by that. We wanted to make it fun, so last year we took the rear loader on vacation through the city's Facebook. Holiday Square is coming up on December 1st. We are highlighting all city services, and we're using all of the services that we provide to do this. We're selling every light for $1, so 50,000 lights are revenue generator marketing. We are doing Touch a Truck, so we'll have a lot of our city vehicles out there for people to look at. So engaging the public and public education on what we're doing. We're talking about our urban forestry program and the needs that the urban forestry program has. And we're gonna have a few other little surprises for that night that we can't wait to have people experience. We were, as part of the parade, it amplified our Scoop the Poop campaign. Thank you, counselors that walk dogs. We partnered with Metro on that as well. And then the Pooch Pool Party. This is a very fun one, and we partner with Recreation Aquatics, Metro, and then our Scoop the Coop campaign. People who came to this, Metro made sure that dogs were registered, and if they weren't, they registered there on the spot. We were there asking people to sign pledges to Scoop the Coop when they have their dogs out. Oops. Keep Casper Beautiful is part of our public engagement. It's an affiliate of Keep America Beautiful. City of Casper has had a Keep America Beautiful affiliate since 1980. It focuses on waste reduction, recycling, litter reduction, prevention, and beautification. This past year, we engaged 1,100 volunteers for 35 events that we held, 4,800 volunteer hours. We picked up 4,500 pounds of litter, and the largest event that we had was a Scotch thistle removal event in one of the water well fields. We had 300 volunteers from Colorado who wanted to do a public service project, and that's what we had them do. Our weed and pest people tell us it was a huge success. They followed up, and so far they have found no Scotch thistle. So yay. Mm-hmm. Public information, our last service that we provide. These are the news releases that we put out. These are the talking points that we prepare for you, Council Carter, and the rest of our city staff who may be doing interviews, especially on topics that keep coming up over and over, such as homelessness. So we've created talking points page and we add to it as things come along. So everybody has all the facts when they're doing an interview from which they can talk, and they're standardized. So nobody's like guessing, it's all right there, all the facts that we gather and how we want to say it accurately. We work with the media, building relationships, and we also organize. Sometimes we do the interviews, but many times we are organizing our staff, we're the experts, to do the interviews. And then we provide emergency response information. Especially last year, we did snow plowing and flooding in the summer, so we provided a service, I guess, again, a service in being able to respond to the public on the things that were going on there. And that is our public engagement division.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Jolene or her team? Fine. Thank you for all your hard work, and things have been really good, so we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Thanks, Jolene. Okay, fiscal year 25 budget calendar, Carter.
Mr. Mayor, councilors, this is the opportunity we have to weigh in with you on the annual budget calendar. It kind of feels like we just got done with budget, I know. However, we are coming up on the time, as you probably noticed, on the timeframes and so forth that the calendar captures, that we are starting internally with some of our deadlines in order to get ready for May coming up in next year. As you can see in the items in red, we are kind of highlighted the places where indeed we'll be coming to you for specific guidance and so forth. Believe it or not, that starts here very soon in the fact that we're going to be coming to you with utility rate discussions before the year's end. And that essentially kicks off a lot of our stopping points, as you would imagine, given that takes up a lot of your budget in the form of a water enterprise, a sewer enterprise, and so on. So, Mr. Mayor, the reality is we don't need a whole lot with respect to this item, other than for you to be aware, and certainly if indeed there are stopping points that you might imagine are missing in that map leading to May and June of next year, please let us know, and we'll certainly bring those into focus on that calendar. And I should also tell you that there will certainly be other items that are budget related that don't show up on the calendar quite yet, but indeed you will be tasked with as we move throughout the preparation phase over the next several months. So while it's not entirely comprehensive of every single thing we're going to talk to you about, it is at least very much a indication of where the major stopping points are and what we're doing internally to get ready.
Great, thank you. Any questions about the calendar? Anything about that? Okay, well, good. Thanks, Carter, for the update. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you even coming this early, even though it seems like we just did it, but
Yeah.
But it's a critical component of what we do. So yeah, thank you, Carter.
Yeah.
All right, agenda review. I do know our city attorney has something he'd like to review with us. And then Carter, I will go to you if you have anything. Okay, all right.
Thank you, Mayor, councilors. Tonight, you're going to have third reading on a couple of ordinances that we've collectively referred to as the camping ordinances. The second one amends 17.104.170. And the reason we did that is twofold, was to keep it consistent with other sections of ordinance. And secondly, this item is delegated to code enforcement. As we were doing kind of our final review of it, we realized that when we had stripped out the language and replaced it, there was no mention of the ability to enforce on public property. So this was the title that provided code enforcement the ability to regulate dwelling on the streets and so forth. So I am recommending an amendment, I believe it's in the script, to basically track some of that same language back over as a sub paragraph F, so that it maintain consistency and the ability for code enforcement to enforce this section.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. So what'll happen, we'll go ahead and, someone will make a motion, Vice Mayor will make a motion to that, and then we can discuss it, to see what happens. It is page 14 in your script. So you kind of look at that amendment, and then we can of course have that discussion during the council meeting, so. Any questions for our city attorney now, or you can wait till the meeting actually itself too, so. Okay. Anything else from your?
No, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. Carter, you have anything for us?
The only thing I would tell you that is a little unique with respect to tonight's agenda, Mr. Mayor, is with regard to the unusual circumstance where we are actually postponing a public hearing that has already been established for tonight. Like I said, not a real common thing that we do, but nonetheless, something to be aware of, in that we will not be obligated to have a public hearing tonight. And we're hoping that you'll be okay with a postponement reply.
Council, have any questions about the postponement? Yeah, go ahead.
So Mr. Mayor, that would be the rezone request for Wyoming Boulevard in Gannett, which is
981.
being proposed by Curve TV. Yeah. 981.
Hey, Jake. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. You bet.
And that's all I have.
Right. Thanks, Carter. Does anybody have anything for the agenda tonight? Any questions, any clarifications they need? Okay, all right, we'll take a short recess and we'll start in 4 minutes, so. This side really getting hungry. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Before we begin this evening, I'd like to remind everyone to please silence your cell phones. Also, council meetings are live streamed on the city's YouTube channel. I now call the November 7th, 2023 regular council meeting to order. The chair to entertain a motion to by minute action excuse the absence of Councilor Jennings.
Jensen.
Jennings, where did that even come from?
So much.
Jensen.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Pollock, seconded by the vice mayor. All voting aye, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please read the consent minute, approve its items.
Reading the minutes of the October 17th, 2023 regular council meeting is published in the Casper Star Tribune on November 4th, 2023. The October 17th, 2023 executive session number 1 minutes. The minutes of the October 17th, 2023 executive session number 2. And the minutes of the September 24th, 2023 special council meeting as published in the Casper Star Tribune on November 4th, 2023.
Thank you. The chair to entertain a motion to approve the consent minute action agenda items just read.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Councilor Bond, seconded by Councilor Kathy. Any amendments? Any abstentions or nay votes? You're abstaining. Okay. Okay. All voting aye, say aye.
Aye.
Please record the vote.
Abstention noted and all other councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Chair to entertain a motion to approve by minute action the November 7th, 2023 bills and claims as audited by city manager Napier.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Pollock, seconded by Councilor Haskins. Any abstentions or nay votes? All voting aye, say aye.
Aye.
Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Moving to our bright spots in our community, I would like to invite down Dean Welsh to discuss the American Legion Post 2 Memorial. Dean, if you guys want to come on down here to the podium, we'd love to have you. Good evening.
Evening, Mayor, Council. Brought my whole crew.
Wonderful.
A couple of years ago, we asked the council approval on a project for the city of Casper. And with great support from our community and our businesses, it popped together really well. And it's a pearl for Casper to be able to see. I brought some photos, so if you haven't been there, I would invite you to go over and look at it because it's pretty impressive. We had a lot of help from Wyoming Recycling, Water and Electric, and Green Hunt, 71 Construction. I mean, Knife River, it just is on the walls down there. But one of the major donors was AARP, which gave us a $30,000 grant. It really got it kicked off and got us really going. So, but we couldn't have done it without the council and the city of Casper letting us have I forgot the name of the park. Patterson's on to Park. So for the site to erect the memorial. So once we got started, and then we got excellent help from Randy Norville with the city parks and Jim Gerhardt. So it was just great to see everybody come together and support that. You know, it really went together well. Who I have with me tonight, Post Commander Larry Seams, Post Vice Commander, first Vice Commander is Gruber, Second Vice Commander is Larry Lindenreed, Sergeant at Arms Ray Wolf, and our Squadron Commander Kyle Orbanati. And this is basically the memorial committee. So we work with a lot of businesses and everything, but we would like to present the council with a thank you. You know, everybody is so generous, but everybody likes to receive a little bit of gratitude and recognition when they do good things. And so they were all more than willing to jump into it, so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Tabs on the bottom of the fall.
Don't go too far yet, gentlemen. On behalf of the Casper and the city council, first of all, I just want to say thank you for the work that you guys have done, the continued effort. I often think about those that have served. My dad, who was an 86-year-old veteran of the U.S. Navy, and he served our country. And I'm so very have a deep sense of the sacrifice that the men and women have made to this country. And so we are blessed to that. Thank you so very much for the work that you guys have done and for the service to our country. So God bless you. Thank you so much.
And that was what the memorial honors, every Wyomingite that was ever killed in combat since the Spanish-American War, when Wyoming became a state. So all the names are on there, and like to say, a man dies twice. Once when he stops breathing, second time when he stops saying his name. So, like I said, we invite everybody to come to the memorial, read the names, honor those that thought they were coming home and didn't.
Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate the mayor.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. And now I also have a proclamation for the Epilepsy Foundation of Colorado and Wyoming. Is there any representatives here for that? You guys want to come on down? Let me read this off and then give it to you. What is your name?
Savannah.
Savannah. Welcome. The Epilepsy Foundation of Colorado and Wyoming is the leader in connecting, educating, and empowering to improve the lives of everyone affected by epilepsy. Epilepsy is one of the most common neurological disorders, while also remaining among the least understood of major chronic medical conditions, and we have the power to change this. While 1 in 26 people will be diagnosed with epilepsy in their lifetime, nearly 60,000 individuals in Colorado face the daily challenges and stigma surrounding epilepsy. We need your help to expand education throughout the state, raising the public profile of epilepsy in Colorado, and provide direct services in our highest need populations with uncontrolled seizures. Together, we can end the stigma. Epilepsy is a neurological condition characterized by recurrent, unprovoked seizures, and epilepsy and seizures affect over 3 million people across the United States, including nearly 60,000 children and adults in the state of Colorado diagnosed with recurring seizures, and epilepsy is the third most common neurological disorder among adults in the United States, behind Alzheimer's disease and stroke. And 10% of the American population will experience a seizure in their lifetime. 3% will develop epilepsy by age 75. And epilepsy cannot currently be cured. Many of those diagnosed with epilepsy can control their seizures with modern medicine and surgical techniques. A National Epilepsy Awareness Month is designed to increase the awareness of epilepsy and to encourage Americans to join the movement to end the stigma often associated with epilepsy. Therefore, I, Ray Pacheco, the mayor of the city of Casper, do hereby proclaim November as Epilepsy Awareness Month. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city of Casper to be affixed the 7th day of November 2023. Want to say anything?
I did write a speech.
Wonderful. That's great.
So I just wanted to say that being here today, is such an honor. Sorry. There are so many people that live and lead successful lives while also facing the everyday challenges of epilepsy. Thanks to the Epilepsy Foundation, those of us who suffer alone in silence now have a place to go where we can make connections with others that face the same and similar challenges in life. Not only have they provided connections with others, but they have also provided a place where we can find valuable information and countless resources. I moved here from Denver, Colorado last January. I soon came to realize just how friendly the people here are. I go to Kelly Walsh High School, and thanks to the accepting atmosphere there, I'm allowed to take my service animal with me to school every day. I'm also able to take her to work and out in public without question. Not everybody has these luxuries in life. The support here is incomparable to any other place I have ever been. I just want to say thank you to the people of Casper for being amazing and supportive of those around you. I also want to say thank you to the Epilepsy Foundation for being willing to help educate those around me so we all have a better understanding of epilepsy.
Hold on one second, okay? So we need more advocates, right? We have lots of things going on in our lives and lots of different issues in our communities, and epilepsy is one of those things that happens, and unfortunately, right? But we need more advocates, especially young voices, to be advocates, and you're an advocate for that and coming down that and sharing your story. And when you share your story of what you've had, what you go through, you create advocacy, and your voice creates empowerment, and your voice creates strength with those that might have epilepsy. So thank you so much for coming here and sharing your wonderful, amazing, powerful story for not only the city council, but for the community of Casper.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Does council have anything they want to say? Okay, thank you so much. Your dog's beautiful too, by the way. Thank you for coming, you guys. Appreciate it. Now is the time that we invite anyone in the audience who wishes to speak with the council to come forward. This portion of the meeting is dedicated to the public to allow them time to voice their concerns. Therefore, council will take communications under advisement, but if they choose to respond, they will do so at a later time. When you come up, please state your name. You don't have to put your address, so say your address. Direct all questions and comments to the mayor and only the mayor. No personal obscenities or threats will be tolerated. Council will not respond to any personnel matters. All those will be referred to our city manager. If council chooses to address these matters, it will be done during the introduction of measures and proposals by the council at the end of the meeting. Presentations are limited to 5 minutes and no time extensions are going to be allowed. Please note that public hearings and ordinances each have their own comment period. The ordinance being discussed tonight, including those pertaining to driving under the influence, camping, and dwelling and parking restrictions, all have their own. So if you're here for that, please wait till then. And if you have anything else, you can come on down. Yeah.
My name is Linda Crabb,
Good evening.
and you had mentioned that you are willing to address the situation in Casper where we've been dropped off with a ton of homeless here. The businesses are being affected. Everyone is affected. It is creating a lot of issues. I want to thank you for addressing this. I want to step up and say, we have got to do something about it. My stepson suffers greatly. I have wanted to help him. The only way I can help him is he has to be arrested, and I have to be there to tell the police to take him up to CWCC. So they have, okay,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. There, sorry, go ahead, ma'am.
so they always take him to WBI. That's a very short program and it is not effective. CWCC has 6 weeks. Now he took our truck. So from that, the Riverton police have him and I have asked them to take him to CWCC, but not everyone has this. So I thank you in 100 different ways for bringing us up, and please, let's get something done as much as we can, and some porta potties out in the public could help some of the businesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Linda. So, thank you, Linda. I just want to say very quickly, we're working on it, not only with ordinances, but we're also working on trying to work with the other community organizations, nonprofits, like CWCC, Rescue Mission, many other in a community,
Everything we can do.
yeah, in a community collaboration in the effort to address it. There's not a one solution.
There isn't, it's a multiple.
It is.
It's been ongoing.
Yeah.
And it's been more than frustrating for families who want help,
Yeah.
but we can't.
Yeah.
Because
And-
they won't allow us.
And on a much more personal level, I'm sorry to hear that about your son, and I know that that's somebody that's worked in the field and social work understands and knows that it's not a easy task. And so my heart goes out to you and your family, and we'll continue
Well,
to do those.
Very interestingly, he worked at CWCC
Mm.
for 15 years. And at that time, they helped him continually. And then he went in other directions. So
Thanks, Linda.
thank you.
All right.
very
God bless
much.
you. Thank you. Any others who wish to speak? Okay. All right, moving on. Please read the consent agenda titles.
Establishing November 21st, 2023 as a public hearing date for consideration of an ordinance amending chapter 15.12 of the Casper Municipal Code, Board of Examiners and Appeals and Contractor Licensing, and an ordinance approving a plat and zone change for the proposed Lower Brothers Addition subdivision.
Chair to entertain a motion to, by minute action, establish the public hearing dates just read.
So moved.
Moved by Counselor Kathy, seconded by Counselor Haskins. Any abstentions or nay votes? All voting aye, say aye.
Aye.
Please report the vote.
All councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
On the agenda is a public hearing for an ordinance for a zone change of 350 and 410 Southeast Wyoming Boulevard. However, staff is requesting that the hearing be canceled and the date reestablished for November 21st, 2023. The chair would entertain a motion to, by minute action, cancel and reestablish the public hearing date for November 21st, 2023.
So moved.
Moved by Counselor Kathy, seconded by Counselor Bond. Any abstentions or nay votes? All voting aye, say aye.
Aye.
Please record the vote.
And voting aye, the motion passes.
Thanks, Amanda. I now declare the public hearing open for the consideration of a new bar and grill liquor license number 14 for MTB Entertainment Group LLC, doing business as America, located at 119 South Center Street. Mr. City Attorney, do you have any exhibits?
Thank you, Mayor. I do. Exhibit number 1, correspondence from Fleur Tremble to J. Carter Napier dated October 23rd, 2023. Exhibit number 2, affidavit of publication as published in the Casper Star Tribune on October 19th and 24th, 2023. Exhibit number 3, liquor license application filed September 22nd, 2023 Exhibit number 4, affidavit of website publication as published on the City of Casper website dated November 2nd, 2023.
Thank you. Mr. City Manager, do you have a report?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. You actually have 3 of these that you're considering this evening. And so if it's okay, I'll consolidate my reports into this moment versus doing 3 very, very similar reports. Council made a public call, if you will, for applications with regard to bar and grill licenses that we currently have in surplus, if you will, and potentially available for deployment. We did receive 3 applications that council had the opportunity to review briefly not too long ago, which leads us to the point that we're at tonight, where you have the potential and the opportunity to formally issue those licenses for use in the private sector. You are aware that you have 3 businesses who are wanting to utilize this kind of service, 2 of which would be new businesses, 1 of which would be an enhancement to a current business. My understanding is that the 2 new businesses would be ready to use these in January, whereas the business that's currently in operation will have that enhancement ready in December of this year. And with that, Mr. Mayor, I would defer my comments.
All right, thank you. Council will now listen to public comment. Public hearing comments are limited to 5 minutes and no duplication of speakers will be allowed. At this time, I would ask those individuals who wish to speak in favor of the new bar and liquor license number 14 to please approach the lectern. Any individuals in favor? Pete.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council. My name is Pete Maxwell. I'm here seeking 2 bar and grill licenses for the American there in Alto. I'm excited to get the project rolling and just wondering if you guys had any questions of me for and what we had going.
Great. Any questions for Mr. Maxwell about the project or anything?
Can you remind us what the intended use of the 2 venues was again? I know you said it.
Yes, the Rialto is going to be a comedy club, and then the America would be a concert hall.
Thank you.
Anything else for Mr. Maxwell? I think that's it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pete. Appreciate it. Any others who wish to speak in favor? All right, at this time, I would ask those individuals who wish to speak in opposition to the new bar and grill liquor license number 14 to please approach the lectern. Any of those who wish to speak in opposition? Okay, there being no others to speak for or against the new bar and grill liquor license number 14, I now declare the public hearing closed. The chair would entertain a motion to, by minute action, authorize the issuance of new bar and grill liquor license number 14 for MTE Entertainment Group LLC doing business as America, located at 119 South Center Street.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Councilor Bond. Discussion. Just want to wish you good luck. We appreciate you continuing to invest in the community. As continued diversification of our economy is always important. And so we appreciate your investing in downtown and our community. We appreciate that. Thanks, Pete. All right. Any abstentions or nay votes? All voting aye, say aye. Aye. Please record the vote.
With Councilor Pollak abstaining and all other councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
I'll declare the public hearing open for the consideration of the new bar and grill liquor license number 15 for MTB Entertainment Group LLC doing business as Rialto, located at 100 East 2nd Street. Mr. City Attorney, do you have any exhibits?
Thank you, Mayor. I do. Exhibit number 1, correspondence from Fleur Tremble to J. Carter Napier dated October 23rd, 2023. Exhibit number 2, affidavit of publication as published in the Casper Star Tribune on October 19th and 24th, 2023. Exhibit number 3, liquor license application filed September 22nd, 2023. Exhibit number 4, affidavit of website publication as published on the City of Casper website dated November 2nd, 2023.
Thank you. Mr. City Attorney, do you have a report? Or excuse me, Mr. City Manager, do you have a report?
Nothing further, Your Honor?
Okay.
Thank you.
Council will now listen to public comment. Public hearing comments are limited to 5 minutes and no duplication of speakers will be allowed. At this time, I ask those individuals who wish to speak in favor of the new bar and grill liquor license number 15 to approach the lectern. You don't have to come back down, Pete, if you don't want to. We got you. Okay. At this time, I would ask those individuals who wish to speak in opposition to the new bar and grill liquor license number 15 to please approach the lectern. Any opposition? There being no one to speak for or against the new bar and grill liquor license number 15, I now declare the public hearing closed. Chair to entertain a motion to, by minute action, authorize the issuance of new bar and grill liquor license number 15 for MTB Entertainment Group, LLC, doing business as Rialto, located at 100 East 2nd Street.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Haskins, seconded by the Vice Mayor. Discussion. Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for bringing so much to our downtown, and I am very much looking forward to these venues.
Anybody else? Okay. Any abstentions or nay votes? All voting aye, say aye.
Aye.
Please record the vote.
Counselor Pollock abstaining and all other counselors voting aye, the motion passes.
I now declare the public hearing open for the consideration of new bar and grill liquor license number 16 for Old Town Family Fund, located at 307 West E Street. Mr. City Attorney, do you have any exhibits?
Thank you, Mayor. I do. Exhibit number 1, correspondence from Fleur Tremmel to J. Carter Napier dated October 23rd, 2023. Exhibit number 2, affidavit of publication as published in the Casper Star Tribune on October 19th and 24th, 2023. Exhibit number 3, liquor license application filed September 28th, 2023. Exhibit number 4, affidavit of website publication as published on the City of Casper website dated November 2nd, 2023.
Thank you. Mr. City Manager, do you have a report?
Nothing further.
Okay. Council will now listen to public comment. Public hearing comments are limited to 5 minutes and no duplication of speakers will be allowed. At this time, I would ask those individuals who wish to speak in favor of the new bar and grill liquor license number 16 to please approach the lectern. Good evening.
Julianne Harvey, I'm the owner of Old Town Family Fund. And I'm just here to answer any questions you guys may have. I will note that it says 307 in the application and everything else. 301 is our address.
Gotcha. Make sure I get that correct. Thank you.
Any questions I can answer? We're excited to have the Sip and Play Cafe be part of what our family fund offering is at Old Town. It's literally about all families, and so part of the family members are constantly asking us if we have alcohol, and we think it's time that we offer that for them to be part of the family entertainment package.
Great. Any questions? Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Any others who wish to speak in favor? Okay. At this time, I would ask those individuals who wish to speak in opposition to new bar and grill liquor license number 16 to please approach the lectern. Any in opposition? There being no others to speak for or against the new bar and grill liquor license number 16, I now declare the public hearing closed. The chair would entertain a motion to, by minute action, authorize the issuance of new bar and grill liquor license number 16 for Old Town Family Fund LLC, doing business as Old Town Family Fund, located at 301 West E Street.
So moved.
Moved by the Vice Mayor.
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Bond. Any discussion? Any abstentions? Nay votes? All voting aye, say aye.
Aye.
Please record the vote.
Counselor Pollock abstaining and all other counselors voting aye, the motion passes.
Thank you. Good luck. Yeah. Welcome back. Please read the ordinance on third reading by title only.
Amending section 10.52.030 of the Casper Municipal Code regarding driving or having control of a vehicle while under the influence of intoxicating liquor or controlled substance.
Thank you. The chair would entertain a motion to approve on third reading the ordinance just read.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Counselor Haskins, seconded by Counselor Pollock. Council will now listen to public comment. Public comments are limited to 5 minutes and no duplication of speakers will be allowed. Anybody want to speak? Okay, any discussion? Any amendments? Any abstentions or nay votes? All voting aye, say aye.
Aye.
Please record the vote.
All councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Please read the ordinance on third reading by title only.
Amending chapter 9.48 of the Casper Municipal Code.
Thank you. The chair would entertain a motion to approve on third reading the ordinance just read.
So moved.
Moved by Counselor Kathy, seconded by Counselor Sutherland. Council will now listen to public comment. Comments are limited to 5 minutes and no duplication of speakers are allowed. Anybody wish to speak to this? Any discussion? Any amendments? Abstentions or nay votes? Okay, all voting aye, say aye.
Aye.
Please record the vote.
All councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Please read the ordinance on third reading by title only.
Amending section 17.104.170 parking and dwelling use restrictions permit of the Casper Municipal Code.
Thank you. The chair would entertain a motion to approve on third reading the ordinance just read.
Second.
Moved by Counselor Gamroth, seconded by Counselor Pollock. Council will now listen to public comment. Public comments are limited to 5 minutes and no duplication of speakers are allowed. Anybody wish to speak to this? Okay, any discussion from the council? Any amendments?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would like to amend section 17.104.170 by adding subparagraph F as to read as follows. It is unlawful to camp on or in any public property in the city of Casper unless permitted by any person or persons designated by the public entity which owns the public property or in the designated campground of the public entity.
A second. Second, okay. Seconded by Counselor Sutherland. Any discussion? Okay. So we will now vote on the amendment. Any abstentions or nay votes on the amendment? Okay, all voting aye, say aye. Aye. Please record the vote. Any other amendments? Okay, we will now vote on the ordinance as amended. Any abstentions or nay votes on the amended ordinance? Okay, all voting aye, say aye.
Aye.
Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Thank you so much. Council will now consider consent resolutions. Please read the consent resolutions by title only.
11A1, authorizing an agreement with Crown Construction LLC for the compost yard building upgrades. 11A2, authorizing change order number 1 with Crown Construction LLC for the Casper Regional Landfill V-shaped Force Main Extension Project. 11A3, authorizing amendment number 5 to the contract for professional services with State Line number 7 Architects for design and asbestos abatement services for the City Hall renovation and addition project safe. 11A4, authorizing an agreement with Casper Electric Incorporated for the Sam H. Hobbs Wastewater Treatment Plant MCC Replacements Project. 11A5, authorizing amendment number 1 to the Transportation Alternatives Program Subrecipient Agreement between the Wyoming Department of Transportation and the City of Casper. 11A6, authorizing the acceptance of a grant award agreement between the Wyoming Office of Homeland Security and the City of Casper. 11A7, rescinding and replacing resolution number 22-121, a resolution adopting the City of Casper parking manual and establishing application fees, permit fees, and fine schedules pertaining to parking. And 11A8, authorizing a contract for professional services with HDR Engineering Incorporated for ongoing studies, tasks, and activities regarding water rights and water supply activities.
Thank you. Chair to entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda items just read.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Bond, seconded by Councillor Pollock. Mr. City Manager, do you have any comments on any of the items?
I do not, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any abstentions or nay votes? Councillor Kathy.
I need to abstain from 11A4 with Casper Electric. I have an open bid personally out with them, plus a personal project that they're working on at my house.
Great. Thank you. Any other abstentions? Okay, all voting aye, say aye.
Aye.
Please record the vote.
With Counselor Kathy's abstention noted, and all other counselors voting aye, the motion passes.
Please read the consent minute action title.
12A1, authorizing the purchase of portable handheld radios in the total amount of $36,527.09 for use in the Casper Solid Waste Division.
Thank you. The chair to entertain a motion to approve the consent minute action agenda items just read.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councillor Haskins, seconded by the Vice Mayor. Any abstentions or nay votes? All voting aye, say aye.
Aye.
Please record the vote.
All counselors voting aye, the motion passes.
At this time, we ask councilors to bring forward relevant concerns or items of interest. Councillor Vaughn, start with you.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of, I was able to attend the homeless issues task force meeting, it was last Friday. Yeah. And just it was it's impressive to see that group of people working together. And I think it just seems to be, since the last time I attended, it seems that the group is trying to become more informed, using more data to kind of drive decisions and to inform that group. So it was an interesting thing. I attended the senior center board meeting last week as well. And the only thing that they have is that they are doing they're in need of volunteers from, I think they get typically volunteers from the city staff and perhaps council to help serve the Thanksgiving meal at the senior center, be held on November 22nd at 11 to 1. So if you're interested in being a volunteer and serving that meal, let me know or let Fleur, let Fleur know. I don't know if you got some communication. Okay. So that was the only thing. And then I just want to say, just give a shout out to the public engagement division. It's a very impressive report, and good to see that focus on one of our major city council goals. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. Councillor Kathy.
Several things. First of all, you all have in front of you a new sales chart graph. And what we're in the process of doing is the one on top is most familiar to all of you, which is what we have been using for several years. And last Monday, we had finance committee meeting. And what it really amounts to is we're ultimately going to switch to the second page, because the first two columns in the one we have been using are actually sales tax money that was collected or that we received in July and August for May and June. So all of that money actually winds up going into FY23's pool of money from a financial accounting standpoint. This new one here that only has the 3 bars on it is the one that we are actually receiving the money for, and these are the payments that we have received. So this is the up-to-date sales tax money that is in our pocket for FY24. So that's what we're doing, and that's where we're going. We will be presenting both of these through the end of the year so that you can get used to the 2 of them. And at the end of the year, we will be dropping the old one. So that came out of the finance committee meeting. Also, there was a business center meeting Tuesday afternoon. to go over the police station and the money and the funds. And we will be updating council in a future work session on where all of that stands. But there have been some ideas and things along those lines of funding. If Vice Mayor wants to add anything, she's welcome to. I believe she was at both of those meetings with me. The other thing that's going on is I have a special CPU meeting tomorrow via Teams, but also Captain Denton's retirement from the fire department was last Friday at 3 o'clock over at Station 1. He is moving on. Also, Christopher Steinoff was promoted to captain and Bridger Miller was promoted to engineer. All of those in our fire department. So thank you, Chief, for informing everybody, and I felt like the public ought to know about those. So hang in there. I think I'm done.
Awesome. Counselor Haskins.
So Monday, Counselor Bond and I met with the judge for the liaison meeting. She is what I would consider for us at this point, our first line for the homeless, problematic homeless that we have. Obviously, the rescue mission has a lot of homeless people that are compliant. The judge is seeing the ones that are causing us the most complaints. So she constantly gives us updates on all the things that they are trying to do to encourage these people to better themselves or find somewhere to be or stay out of trouble, not cause mischief, if you prefer. She is finding that she's starting to get a lot of requests from some of her offenders for assistance getting home. Believe it or not, some of them get here and can't leave, or were dropped off or something of sort, and they have no way to get home. And currently we have not provided her with an opportunity for, here, take this money, get a bus ticket. So she is trying to reach out and find ways that perhaps if we have people requesting assistance for transportation, whether or not that's an option. She also is starting to have concerns about what is she going to do when the time comes for the cold weather and mercy housing. The concern of keeping people in jail at $147 a day is something she is extremely leery of. So she's kind of reaching out to that point of what are we going to do and how soon can we do it? Because we don't want her throwing that money out either. And finally, she is getting mental health evaluations for a huge amount of these people to try to give them the help that they need. However, she said the time that it's taking her to get those evaluations is sometimes running up to 45 days of somebody sitting potentially in jail when they need to be somewhere else. So she was hoping that either the council can help her find someone who can do those evaluations more quickly, or if she could meet with CWCC, I think is who we currently have helping.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just maybe need more places that she can send for those evaluations, because right now she's just getting more and more, and we're trying to help them, and she might be trying harder than anyone else in this city, but she is running out of options for a lot of.
Her psych evals, right? Evals.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said the summer up to 45 or more days now.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, just, I know this is unusual, but this morning, the Judiciary Committee had taken testimony regarding the homeless issue, specifically regarding transportation. If you look on the legislative website, there's some materials that the LSO provided in terms of programs that a couple other states have instituted to reunify homeless folks with family members. I know Dan Odell and former Representative Sweeney and our director from the mission all provided testimony this morning with regard to that, saying, hey, we've got some folks working on this in Casper. What we need is money. So I wasn't able to get an after action report, but it is on the legislature's radar. I think this was kind of a follow-up from our city manager's testimony at the previous meeting. So hopefully we get some traction on the state level to help us with those efforts.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then finally, it's not 100% city council wise, but my word is buzzing about it. So just to make sure everybody knows, if you're going to go to the zoning meeting for the Kensington, I think it's 527 for the zoning up here by Wyoming Boulevard and Centennial Hills, that has been moved to December 14th. It is not on the 9th. they're not having a public hearing then, so wait, it's too soon. Okay.
Councilor Pollock.
Thank you. I don't have anything for you today, so my meetings are all in the next 6 or so days. So I'll have more for you next meeting and then the following meeting as well.
Great, thank you so much. Councilor Sutherland.
I don't have anything tonight.
Thank you. Councilor Gamble.
Thank you, Mayor. Sorry, I forget which one of my colleagues just brought this up. Maybe it was Councilor Haskins as far as, oh yeah, because you were talking with the municipal judge about transportation. So obviously, you know, if we have folks testifying to the Judiciary Committee, maybe the state will come up with some funding opportunities. But I wanted to remind our council that we've had private citizens offer to donate money towards that cause. And so I don't know what we would need to do to help facilitate that, but there's definitely interest to raise that money privately as well. And so we'd like to do whatever we can to help grease the wheels on that. Thank you to Councilor Bond for letting folks know about the homelessness coalition task force meeting. We did meet last Friday. Chief Black reported that while he and his team were cleaning up Russian olives along the North Platte, they found a large encampment on an island in the middle of the river. So that's something that our police department is now aware of and will be responding to. The city attorney gave us some information about what is protocol when we find, you know, come across something like that, as far as when one of these encampments or dwellings are found, trash and refuse is able to be thrown away. However, belongings must be taken into custody and a public notice posted to come get them back. So he filled in our group on kind of what the policies are and how we're, you know, legally allowed to clean up those areas. Dan Odell, who was mentioned earlier, reported that last Friday, the Salvation Army fed 101 homeless individuals. Attendance and engagement continues to increase at their events, which they hold right there in First United Methodist Church parking lot on Fridays. They were originally serving 53 people, now they're serving over 100. Healthcare for the Homeless reports that they have a census of around 700 individuals that are identifying as having unstable housing. PWCC reported that 49% of the individuals of their 62 residential clients report being unhoused, which I believe is atypical. That's not usual for them. So about half the people up there right now are reporting being unhoused. The SIM group got a YSAC grant, Wyoming Survey and Analysis Center grant to help fund and data collection efforts. So this is going to take a year or longer to you know, put all that data together, but they did get a grant to help us really bolster our data that we really need to inform these efforts and secure more funding and stuff like that. Our regional HUD director is connecting us to technical assistance this month to discuss next steps for establishing our own continuum of care. Thursday, January 25th will be the next point in time count. That's where we do our best to count all the people who are homeless in our individual. That's in our community. That's going to be organized by the Community Action Partnership. They're currently working with 25 homeless people on the streets, 35 in total this last quarter. Our next meeting for the task force will be November 29th. And then also Dan Odell at, I believe it's United Methodist Church on Poplar. Oh, it would have been last week. They had their first Kind Grounds, which is, the intent is to be a navigation center, a resource hub for individuals experiencing homelessness. And so, yeah, Dan's obviously very involved with this, doing a lot to provide services, and thank the work he's doing. And yeah, we'll keep chugging along and trying to tackle all these items that the task force is trying to make moving on. I wanted to congratulate the Casper Housing Authority. They just received a grant from the Tony Kate Fund managed by the local Wyoming Community Foundation. It's for their transitions and foundations programs, both of which are housed on the Life Step campus. Reminder for folks on council, that building over there at the Life Step campus off of, what is that, 12th Street? It's a city building, but it's managed and leased by the Casper Housing Authority, and it acts as a transitional housing facility for single mothers. We will be getting an update from the Casper Housing Authority team at our November 28th work session. So here in a couple of weeks, we'll get the opportunity to get an update from Kim and her team and ask them questions, and folks that, you know, I'm liaison, so I get to go to all other board meetings, but opportunity for all y'all to get whatever questions you'd like answered. Thanks to Councillor Kathy for the remarks about the first responders. I believe this was a couple weeks ago, because we went a while without our meeting, but 22 years of service from Captain Heron, Captain Devereaux, Deputy Chief Spicer, and Deputy Chief Garvin. Also 5 years of service for firefighter, oh man, that's a tough one, Lawarchik, and engineers O'Neill and Markovich. And also it was, we were updated that Floor was promoted to Chief of Staff. And so congratulations to Floor. Very much looking forward to serving in that role. And I believe part of that announcement was recognition that she's served with the city for a dozen years. So congratulations to Floor on the promotion and for all the years of service, as well as all the folks at the fire department. And then lastly, I wanted to thank Glenn Januska at the Casper and Turner County International Airport, as well as the team at Visit Casper for their hard work putting together a proposal and advocating for Casper to host the 60th annual National Championship Air Races, which have historically always been held in Reno. Some of y'all might have seen a Cowboy State Daily article over the weekend covering the fact that Casper is now on the short list with 5 other cities to host that event. It looked like the expected economic impact was somewhere to the tune of $100 million for the entire state of Wyoming. It was quite the big deal. So I guess if there's anything that the city can do to bolster that bid or further encourage whatever association is responsible for selecting that location, I'd be curious to know what options are available to us, and I'm sure that's discussions that's been had. So I guess I would just like to know what we can do to help bolster that bid. That's all I have. Appreciate your patience.
Thank you. Vice Mayor.
I did attend the finance committee meeting, and with the police building meeting, there's quite a bit more work and things that we're doing for the police building and the financing. And then probably at the beginning of the year sometime, we'll probably bring a report to council, but otherwise Steve spoke adequately on all of those things. Then I just wanted to mention that this is Veterans Day is coming up. I just had something from the Casper College, and so they're doing events all through the week with Casper College. So tomorrow is Gold Star Awareness, and for those who you do not know what a Gold Star is, it's those who've lost a member of their family. And then so they do have events. Friday is Wear Red Day, which is remember everyone has been deployed. And then Saturday night is the 3rd annual Veterans Ball. And it's an event it starts at 5 o'clock. So it's not the Marines Ball. It's just for veterans. And so this is through the Casper College. So, and I just wanted to say a big shout out to veterans, saying thank you for your service. Just seems like it is inadequate. But I truly and humbly thank you for your service and for your sacrifice.
Thank you. Just a couple of items here. I was out of town for a few days last week, so I missed the rec board meeting, but I've been in touch with Tanya and them, so got that all taken care of. Went to a ribbon cutting for the WBI outpatient clinic. It's a new clinic that they are having for support, not only for adults, but youth, obviously for mental behavioral health. So I went to that, which was great, good turnout there. Jenna was there, representing also the Chamber of Commerce, but also City Council. So it was good to have Jenna there. I'll be attending the Rescue Mission Recovery Program graduation on Thursday. I know everybody got an email on that. So you're all welcome to come to that, but I'll be planning on attending it. And then we also got an invite to speak at Southridge to the 3rd graders. And so I will be planning on trying to go to them and talk to them about the exciting world of city government. and that. It's all right. Yeah. You are?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Other than that, that's all I have. The next meetings of the City Council will be a work session and special meeting to be held at 4:30 p.m. Tuesday, November 14th, and a regular council meeting to be held at 6 p.m. Tuesday, November 21st. A notice of an executive session to take place at this date and during this meeting was given. We have matters to discuss involving land acquisition, litigation, and an attorney-client privilege matter. The security matter has been removed from the executive session agenda tonight. The chair would entertain a motion to adjourn into an executive session and at the conclusion of the executive session to reconvene to this regular meeting solely for the purposes of adjournment of the regular meeting.
Second.
Moved by Counselor Gamroth, seconded by Counselor Pollock. There are a majority of counselors present and a motion to adjourn into an executive session has been moved and seconded. This motion requires a 2/3 majority of the council present. Any abstentions or nay votes? All voting aye, say aye.
Aye.
Please report the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
A greater than 2/3 majority of the council present voted in favor of the motion. We are hereby adjourned into an executive session. Take care, everyone. Have a nice night.
All of a sudden, cannot remember what Tuesday night is.
Good.